All right, it's time to enter the Gnoll Cave. I decided to do the Gnoll Cave first. I forget that the Gnoll Cave comes after the bugbears, but I want to do the bugbears second to last before we go to the temple, since they're the most powerful force. However, these guys are pretty darn tough. Obviously, I've upgraded them slightly from the original, and we'll do the comparison like I did before. And once again, I'm going to go back and forth with the caves between what Gary said and versus what I added, what I added to it. Also, I forgot that I had the other version of this module, the updated version, where the puma is changed to a mountain lion on page 13. It was originally called a puma. In the updated module, it's called a mountain lion. Basically the same thing. So I'll be reading from that. So it should be exactly the same as, and that's just the background music I'm playing, as this PDF right here. I don't think there'll be any differences now. So here's the Gnoll Cave, Cave J. In 46, we've got some male gnolls. In 47, there's some females and males here. This is an armory / food storage, which is 48. 49 is the main common room where the gnolls live. And 50 is where the chieftain dwells. So on the surface, it seems pretty basic. Interesting that there's a secret door here that goes to the temple, area 63. I forget the reasoning why this is here. I don't know if it'll say it in this section or not, but we'll find out. What else did I want to say? There are, let me just see here. All right, let me just read what I wrote at the top, and we can go from there. So here's my thing with what's going on with the gnolls. Let me get this out of the picture. There we go. The gnolls are the happiest bunch of all the monsters in this valley, for they are high up in the ravine, away from all the others, and close to the temple, which makes them feel safe, the best of both worlds in their eyes. They love their cave and love hunting in the forest at night. What's not to love? Unfortunately, to their shock, the owlbear just recently caught and killed one of them. So now they're very alert and scared. So in Gary's gnolls, he's got the males with around 8 or 9 hit points. The females, I think he's got them at about 5 hit points. So mine are a little better. I've upped them. Remember, my hobgoblins have on average 11 hit points. I think this is, I'm going with female gnolls at 8. I may have had them at 9. It doesn't matter. But 14 hit points. I've got them with a 16 strength, so they do +2 damage for me. I know that's +1 in first edition. In my system, 16 strength gives them a +2 damage bonus. I think that makes them quite formidable. They're 6 feet 8 inches. Gary had them at 7 feet. Let me go to the original Gnoll. 7 feet tall. The odd thing I find with Gary's gnolls is that their movement rate is 9. And I'm like, wouldn't it be closer to 15? I mean, these should be fast creatures. They're gnolls. They're related to hyenas, and I've got them related to kobolds. I consider kobolds to be little gnolls, or gnolls to be big kobolds, if you prefer. But that's just me. I don't understand the 9 movement. And 6 feet, 7 feet, 6 feet 8 inches versus 7 feet. That's just me making the bugbears bigger and stronger, which makes more sense to me. So my hobgoblins are 6 feet 4, and that's all I'm doing there. So the females are 6 feet 4 inches, and they just have stats of 12, 12, 13, 7, 7, and 6. And that's the Gnoll stats. The males carry D12 -2 copper pieces, D6 -2 silver pieces. The females carry D8 -2 copper pieces. All the Gnolls are on high alert now that the owlbear caught and killed one of them. All right. And I point out that there are 13 male Gnolls, 16 female Gnolls here, along with their chieftain, his 2 sons, and 4 more females. That's 36 Gnolls total. And at those stats, you know, this is not easy. Granted, my first level characters have more hit points than the first edition. Everybody has 4 or more hit points, so it's kind of the same in that sense. And this is my Gnoll combat strategy for these caves. The Gnolls who live in these caves, like most humanoids here, will attempt to flee any battle that's not going well, but they'll surrender if they have no other options. But due to their agility, which that's my Gnolls, especially outdoors, these Gnolls receive a +2 bonus when attempting to flee a battle. That's just something I worked out. When you attempt to flee a battle, faster creatures have a better chance. And when trying to get a fleeing shot against someone who's fleeing at them, they're also good at that. And even if they do surrender, finding a good moment to flee shouldn't be too hard. Once they flee, though, they will mount a counterattack, circling around and attempt to ambush the party outdoors. So Gnolls love the hunt. They love to be outside hunting, but now the owlbear has freaked them out because the owlbear caught one of them. So that's like, oh my God, how did that happen? So we'll get back to the other rooms there. Let's start reading the module, and it's only going to be on the left side of the left column here, so all the way down to there, and that's it. That's the whole Gnoll lair. The Gnoll lair, the entry into this place is a small cave, and only at the end will worked stone be visible. If the adventurers have a light or make much noise, the guards at 46 will certainly be alerted and ready. I don't think I added anything. Oh, yes, I did. Let me read the whole thing. 46, guard room. There are always 4 Gnolls, AC 5, hit die 2, hit points 9 each. 1 attack doing 2 to 8 points of damage. Movement 30. Save as a fighter of a second level fighter, and the morale is 8. They're on duty here. 2 have bows and will shoot at intruders until melee takes place. They will then run for help while the other 2 fight. Each Gnoll has D8 each of electrum, silver, and copper pieces. Okay. So clearly they're going to alert others, and that's bad. There's 36 Gnolls in here. They're going to get, everybody's going to get alerted. If one gets away, they're all going to get alerted. That's crazy. So 46. Notice he didn't really give any description of anything in 46. I've put a couple things in here. I think you might like this. We'll see. Room description. In the center of the room is a large table with 4 stools, with salted meat, cheese, 4 mugs, and a small barrel of ale on it. In the northwest corner is a barrel of water and a small crate with more food. Okay, where was I? With more food. Several hides and pelts are on the floor by the south wall. On the north wall, on the eastern section, is a large piece of round wood that is pretty flat, with several arrows in it. There are markings on the wood, breaking it into sections, a sort of Gnoll dartboard. There's also a small table up against the north wall, in the middle, with several badly battered mugs on it. A couple are knocked over and a couple are on the ground. Several rocks are on the ground nearby. So this is just like their playroom, which is, you know, just inside the cave. They have a dartboard they fire arrows at, and they've got mugs they put on a table and throw rocks at it. Combat strategy. At the first sight of intruders entering their lair, the one watching will fire arrows, while 2 more will move to also fire arrows or melee, while the other Gnoll runs to the stairs and calls for help. 2 males from area 47 and 2 from 49 will come to help, while the others will alert the chief and plan an ambush at the bottom of the stairs. So let's just go to that real quickly. So here's the stairs going down, and they're hoping to get an ambush where they can come from above and from the side, and if there's any still back here, maybe they'll get people behind them too, or they'll push up and get them that way. They want to ambush the party in this way. Okay. It will take 1 round for the gnoll to run and alert the others and 1 round to get back. The other 4 will arrive 2 rounds after they're alerted. If the party flees, the gnolls will pursue, loving the hunt and being outdoors, despite the owlbear. All right, 47. 3 males, AC 5, hit die, same stats. Not going to repeat the stats. And the females here are AC 6, 1+1 hit die, hit points 5. They do 1 to 8 points of damage, morale of 8, and they save as a first level fighter. They are quartered here. They will be ready to fight immediately. The males have D6 gold pieces each. The females have D4. There is a scattering of rude furniture in the place, heaps of bedding on the floor, several hides and pelts on the walls. One is a valuable sable cloak worth 450 gold pieces and a barrel of water in the southwest corner of the room. So here he does add some details, but he just says a scattering of rude furniture. So let me flesh that out a little bit. This is 47. There are 2 tables with stools, one in the middle of each area. See map. So I'm saying there's one in this area of 47 and one in this area. There's 2 tables. No big deal. On the tables are mugs of ale and food, meat, bread, cheese, and vegetables. There's 2 crates of food and a barrel of ale and water in the southeast corner. Combat strategy. The 7 shields will be taken from the armory from area 48 and distributed to the 7 remaining male gnolls. Each will take a hand axe as well for throwing. So now their armor class improves, which would make sense. The shields are large in size. The 3 longbows and arrows will be taken as well. The 3 males will fire arrows when the party comes down the stairs. The 5 females are hidden, waiting to melee. 2 males and 4 females will be in the eastern corridor near the stairs, 20 feet away. So that would be over here in this section. Okay. They will throw axes if the party doesn't run north to attack. If the party goes north, they will move to attack from the rear. Ideally, they'd like to get 2 by the stairs and fight the party from 3 positions. The chief and his group will remain at area 50, but will move down the corridor when they hear combat. I really think this is a very, very dangerous place to get into a battle with all these gnolls. There's just too many of them. If the battle goes badly, they will try to retreat to Area 49. That would be their big room. If this happens, the chief will wait down the eastern corridor, and any remaining gnolls from Area 47 will come from the west in an attempt to attack them from 3 positions, or 2 if they can get into the room. Though in the room, they will try to attack from both sides, hence flanking. All right. Back to area, now let's do the armory and storage area. This chamber is a storeroom and armory. Besides the usual provisions, there are 7 shields, a suit of dwarf-sized chainmail, 12 hand axes, 3 long swords, 5 quivers of arrows, 20 in each, and a -1 cursed sword. Love that. 1 barrel of exceptionally fine ale. I love this too. 1 barrel of exceptionally fine ale is leaking, and the odor will tempt adventurers to taste it. It is so good, in fact, that there is a 5 in 6 chance per taste that he or she will draw a healthy draught and then spend the next 1 to 4 turns drinking. If this occurs, be sure that you have the appropriate characters sing, make noise, and act foolishly. Any of their attacks will be at -2 to hit. This will continue for as many turns as they spent drinking, i.e. 1 to 4. So not only are there 36 gnolls here that they have to deal with, but they could get drunk, and yeah, how are they going to survive this? I'm not really sure how they're going to survive this. All right, I don't think I didn't add anything to 48. That's just a very well, a well-written room. I think I like everything there. 49, the big common room. This place quarters the gnoll tribes. 6 males with their stats and the 11 females, my God, and 18 young who do not fight. To which I'm like, really? None of them fight? Okay, so they're all little. Males have D6 each of electrum and silver pieces. Females D10 silver pieces each. I find that all kind of odd how this money is distributed the way it is. It's like, did they really value Electrum over silver? Would they even know? That, you know, Gnolls don't go out and buy things at a store with their coins. There is the usual clutter of worthless furniture in the room. All right, there's the usual clutter of worthless furniture. So he didn't want to get into the details, but I like the details. So here are the details. Room description. In the room are 2 tables, each with benches. Mugs and food are on them. There are shelves on the back wall with clothing and battered bowls and jars. Hides and pelts are at both ends for bedding. Some hang on the walls too. There's 1 barrel of ale and 2 of water here. There are some dirty playing cards on 1 table. There is nothing here of any value. So that's all. It's minor stuff, but I like detailing things like that. So area 50, once again, we're down here now, and this is the last room. The Gnoll Chieftain's Quarters. The Gnoll leader, AC3, due to pieces of plate mail worn. There's a 3rd level monster, hit die 3, hit point 17, 1 attack doing 4 to 10, 2d4 plus 2 due to his strength. So see, he does give strength bonuses, so he should do that for all monsters. All Gnolls, if they have a strength bonus. So the Chieftain has it, which is good. I guess Gnolls didn't get any strength bonus in the game than the average Gnoll. But I'm like, come on, they're 6 feet 8 inches tall. They wouldn't have a strength bonus at 6, 8, or 7 feet, I should say. He's got him at 7 feet, so even more so. They save as a 3rd level fighter. The morale is 10. His 2 sons, armor class 4, hit die 2 plus 1, 10 hit points each. 1 attack doing 3 to 9, 2d4 plus 1. They save as 2nd level fighters, and their morale is 10. And 4 female Gnolls, whose armor class is 6, and hit die, I think they're the same as the other females. I don't think there's any difference there. They are waiting in this room. The Chieftain has a pair of, lost my place there. A pair of silver armbands worth 50 gold pieces each, and there are 39 gold pieces in his belt pouch. His sons have D10 each of gold, electrum, and silver. Each female wears a silver neck chain worth 30 gold pieces and has 2d6 electrum pieces in addition. So I feel that these, like all the other females in the caves, there were the ones that with the chieftains were always bigger. I feel these should be bigger than the average females as well. There are 4, so we're talking, it's already dangerous enough in this place. The furnishings of this place are crude and battered. A large metal pot beneath a flagstone in the fireplace alcove hides 2... Whoops, hold on. We gotta get rid of this. My goodness. We'll just let it go. And we'll go back to our background music. There we go. Wasn't that fun? Yeah, YouTube. Alcove hides 200 copper, oh boy, 157 silver, 76 electrum, and 139 gold pieces. So a decent amount of treasure. The secret door and passage to area K63, that's the temple, is unknown to all. Just inside the entrance is the skeleton of a human thief. His leg is broken, and he must have died. He must have died here trying to... He must have died here trying to escape through the secret door. The rotten leather armor and corroded weapons are valueless, but the purse at his belt holds 12 gems of 50 gold piece base value each, and the elven boots upon his bony feet are still in usable shape. DM notes. DM note. Losses by the Gnolls cannot be replaced. I don't know why they can't. Again, with all of these places, why can't they be replaced? They are in a loose alliance with the orcs, so if there are surviving Gnolls, they will move to the orc areas and vice versa. If you wish, allow the chieftain to be able to escape enemies by climbing up the chimney of the fireplace in his area. Okay, so his fireplace must be this little thing right here, I would say. All right, so area 50. This is the quarters of, I came up with a weird name, Drorlick, the Gnoll chief. His 2 sons and 4 females. Room description. Hides and pelts lay along the east wall. There's a fireplace in the east wall, south corner. A half-eaten pig sits in a huge pot in the fireplace. In the southwest corner is a large crude table with crude benches. On it are 7 battered plates and mugs, 2 pitchers, 1 of ale and 1 of water. On the plates are slabs of boar meat, vegetables, cheese, and bread. There's a serving tray that has more of the same. A barrel of ale and water are on a shelf nearby. All of the food and drink tastes very good. Combat strategy. Refer to Area 47 for combat strategy. If Jorlik feels his life is in danger, he will flee. If he flees, everyone will flee, screaming as they run. If he is trapped, he will offer to serve the party. So this is just something I came up with to make it different. Jorlik can be bought. If paid well and offered food and protection, he will remain loyal to the party, but only if all Gnolls still alive are spared. He values the life of a Gnoll over any other humanoid and would never betray them other than to flee from battle to save his hide. He will even offer his lair as sanctuary for the party, and if they agree, an alliance will be formed where the Gnolls and the party will coexist together, even to the point of having several adventures with the party. At this point, he will tell them about the clerics who rule here in the evil temple cave. He'll take them there. He has no problem betraying the clerics, especially after the owlbear ate one of his kin. So I've got him at level 4, again, 20 hit points, doing +4 damage with his weapon, and he's 7 feet tall. So I've given him a strength of 1865, and his other stats are better. His con is higher. All his mental stats are higher than the other ones. His 2 sons are level 3 with 16 hit points, and they have an 18 strength, which I do is +3 damage, and they're 6 feet 10 inches tall. And the females have 10 hit points. They get +1 damage with a spear, so they have a 14 strength basically, and they're 6 feet 6 inches tall. So that's what I did with this place. I think this place is deadly. You better be at, I don't know if second level is good enough. I would say third level for this place as well, because this is just too much. This is too much to deal with. Again, it depends on the strength of the party, obviously, in every case. Otherwise, I'm going to lower their hit points. I'm going to lower the numbers. I've got them at 14 hit points. I will knock that down. If I needed to, I'd knock it down to 10. I would cut the number. If it's... No party is going to survive this place unless they're well prepared and they've gathered a lot of information. But if they can get the chieftain to serve them, now that's pretty good. So obviously I like this cave. I like every cave in here. I think this place is just amazing to go adventuring in. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. How did things go when you adventured here? How did it go when you ran it as a dungeon master? Let me know. I hope you guys check out my book, Forestera's Fate. I'd love to chat with you in the comments there. And we'll talk again soon. Let's end with more of those Gnolls, shall we? Let's do that. Bunch of crazy hyenas. Honestly, though, if a Gnoll looked like this, I'm running. I'm running. I don't care if I'm a third level fighter.